So, Jeff, when did you meet Bernie? Do you remember, and how did that happen?
Yeah, I sure do. It was a dinner for Ram Dass coming to Santa Barbara,
Wow.
and I sat between Ram Dass and Bernie, and we had a great time, and I got talking with Bernie, and he said, he says the Big Lebowski is just chock full of Buddhist and Zen wisdom. I said, well, would he give me an example? The dude abides. You can't get much more Buddhistic than that. And he says, and do you know where the dude, where the dude abides? And he says, in the land of no abiding. He said, like one of his favorites, and it's turned out to be one of mine, a koan in there, is that's just like your opinion, man. That's what the dude says to Jesus, shut the fuck up, Donnie. That's a koan. He liked, we all have opinions, man. You can't not have an opinion, it seems. At least I can. You have an opinion, but the idea is to realize that that's what it is. It's not a truth. It's not, you don't really know what's going on, And keep that in mind when you go to one of these bearing witness retreats, is not knowing. I'm going not certain about what is right and what's wrong and what's going on. I'm open, and if an opinion kind of surfaces, I say that's what that is. That's not the truth. The consciousness about love and the oneness, and that was Bernie's. That was Bern's main thrust to me, is the oneness that we are all in this together, and he's done that on so many fronts. Getting back to, I guess, how we met. So we're at this party, and he's laying all this stuff on me about these koans in the Big Lebowski, and he says, let's write a book. And I said, what do you mean? He says, yeah, let's write a book. We can call it The Dude and the Zen Master. And I found myself saying, yeah, man, let's do it. And we went up to my ranch in Montana for a couple of weeks with my good friend. Do you know Alan Kozlowski?
No.
I don't know if you know him. Yeah, he's a wonderful photographer. We just jammed on this book and just sat with each other and talked every day and hung out, and our friendship grew. One of the things that drew me to Bernie was his lack of highfalutenness. I didn't think of him as this, guru. Was more certainly a teacher. I mean, he taught me so much stuff. Teachers, it almost seems like a hologram. You know how a hologram, you break up and apart, each of the little pieces is the essence of the entire image. And when you put them all together, the entire image becomes clearer and clearer. And I find that with the teachers in my life, for many reverberations that I was feeling from past teachers and Bernie. I had a wonderful friend, mentor, Roselle Syke, who was an artist in Los Angeles. And one of the things that he taught me, Bernie also was very much into, and that's in the instructions to the cook. Don't spend time bitching about what you don't have. What you do have, make the best meal that you can with it. Bernie kind of saw the purpose or the meaning of life is to make the most beautiful banquet with what you have and present that to the world. I love that image. And that was very much Roselle's message as well. Be your best you, look what you got and make it beautiful.
Did you know anything about the Greyston Bakery project?
Well, that's been very inspiring. How he inspires community was so wonderful, and they're sort of templates, like Greyston Bakery, how we, brought homeless and, with AIDS and created a bakery, an award-winning bakery, and then creating, jobs for all these people who were, nobody would hire, and making them champions. That's a great thing, and it's inspired me to do a similar thing in my hometown in Montana, Livingston, Montana. We're doing a similar thing there now. There, so it's kind of contagious. His good works. He has a soup, a restaurant called the Stone Soup Cafe in Massachusetts. That's also is sort of like pay whatever you can afford for the meal, and it's gourmet, beautifully cooked food, and it's again from all walks of life coming to share that gourmet food there. And I'm thinking of Bernie was so kind of wacky. He would surprise you. One of the things he always carried in his pocket was a red clown nose. So whenever he found himself getting too serious or somebody else getting too serious, he would pop on that clown nose and would somehow, just even everything out, but clowning is, and humor for Bernie was so important. I remember when I was doing the sequel to Tron, and I thought, we got to add a little spirituality into this thing. I had my Tron helmet from the first one, and I put that on Bernie's head, and I said, Bernie, bring out your nose, man. And he put his nose on, and I say, okay, kind of spiritualize us, Bernie. What you got, man? We were laughing, and in comes the head of Disney and puts his head in, and sees Bernie in there with that Tron hat and the clown nose, As we talk, they're just images of me that pop up. At that dinner where we met, and we were talking about some of our inspirations. Both of us loved Alan Watts, and I'm working with Alan's son now, Mark wants to do a documentary about Alan, but he was really terrific, very influential.
Jeff, you're doing some own, you have your own good works. You're doing a lot with hunger, aren't you?
Doing stuff with hunger, the environment. Something that you and I, worked on was this Living in the Future's Past documentary. Yep. You never know what kind of difference you're going to make. You talk to one person, that person talks to more. It spreads like that. And this movie, The Living in the Future's Past, that you were part of, is something like that. I think that's what's going to make the difference. Is changing people's minds. I don't know, politics. I think we just got to get a critical mass of people having a different dream. Beautiful.
Jeff, that's a perfect place to end.
Great. All right. Well, wonderful talking with you guys.
Great. You've been very kind. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.